You're doing the festival rounds with this film, and I'm just wondering what was it like to kind of premiere the movie at Venice and then now coming to Toronto?
Well, premiering the movie at Venice was great. I mean, it's just an incredible, sort of surreal, beautiful place. They seemed to love it. Everyone was really enthusiastic, and they love kind of films in general. They're sort of very enthusiastic about having the festival there. They're very hospitable, so it was a lot of fun, and it was a huge theater, and it was great to kind of watch the movie with a bunch of people, and there's so many good filmmakers there and other actors. It's a real thrill, because you're sitting there and there's people who you really admire, kind of watching the movie, and it's exciting. It's people who like movies and make movies. It's kind of a whole community of people, and they're all sort of like they've got their movie, and you're in a movie, and you're kind of all spending time together. And just in general, one of the great things about like being in this business is that there are a lot of like creative and smart and fun people that you kind of get to spend your time with, and that's definitely true at the festivals.
Working on a film like this, it seems like you're working with some people that you've worked with in the past, and so was there a kind of on-set camaraderie, or was it more comfortable? Was your performance better because you knew the people around you?
Well, it definitely was more comfortable, and whether I kind of knew Brad going into this or not, he's somebody that is very generous spirit, very giving actor. He's a producer as well, so he sort of gave life to this whole thing, and then he's there and willing to kind of share it with everybody. I can't say enough about him, As far as my performance, most of it is, whatever's good in it is sort of attributable to the screenplay and to Andrew's direction, and to kind of Brad being there and being so good in the scenes as well, that it makes it a little bit easier to, it kind of raises everybody's game.
There isn't much information about your character, and so you kind of had to fill in the blanks for a lot of stuff. How did you come up with the final performance that we got on screen?
Well, I have to say there weren't a lot of blanks in the screenplay. It was one of the best scripts that I've ever read, and I kind of go back and read things from before I was alive and stuff. So it's really an excellent piece of writing. Also, Andrew is kind of one of the most. He prepares so much. The movie was so thoroughly prepared. There was a lot to go on. It was a very kind of rich blueprint. So there weren't too many blanks, although there isn't much known about Robert Ford. You're right, and there's like one photograph, and there's kind of people who aren't even sure when he was born, and they don't really know what what he was like. But I didn't mind that because Andrew had such a very clear sense in his head of what he wanted from the character, and he's a great way of articulating that.
The film is kind of, you can see it in a bit of like, they seem like one-act scenes almost, and there's like beginning, middle, and ends to a lot of stuff, and it goes to black. And so were they shot in a very kind of almost theater-like way when I mean, was it the same for you guys, for us to watch it?
Well, sometimes you kind of always play scenes in a sort of beginning, middle, and end way. I mean, rarely do you kind of sit down and go like, well, I guess I'm just sitting here in the middle of this sentence, and that's where the scene begins. That actually tends to happen in the kind of editing, and it wasn't the way that Andrew cut this movie. He sort of let things let you see the whole evolution of a scene and see everything that happens, and that's one of the things I like about the movie.